Welcome everyone to my Microsoft E3 conference reactions. Starting with Microsoft for this video, I did watch Bethesda's conference reactions from yesterday, and I'm keeping up with EA's. I just watched a little bit of them for their conference, but now I figured I'd just do Microsoft's in this video, and then I plan to do my conference reactions for the other videos as well, for the other separate conferences, and I'll be watching Sony's later tonight as well. So I didn't have no other way to do this, so I figured I'd just try this method. And in regards to like the PC issues and everything, I did reach like a agreement with one of you guys, one of the fans who offered to send me a new one. So I can possibly actually say that it probably is gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna, but can't really make any sort of guarantees or anything. So from the sounds of it, I did talk with him and go back and forth with him, exchange messages and stuff like that. So it's looking like it's gonna happen, and I'll have a new one in a little while, depending on how long it takes. So I will be returning the favor to him and everything, and I have a couple plans as well. So I just want to really get that out there so everyone knows what's going on. So anyway, Microsoft opened up the conference with Halo 5 Guardians gameplay. uh, that was to be expected. I knew they were going to show Halo, so there's no surprise there. But it's the it's set to release October 27th of this year, and they also showed a little bit of online multiplayer. They call it Warzone multiplayer and everything. So this was nothing to be surprised for, especially for those who play Xbox and everything like that as their main console. So Halo was to be expected. Next was a new IP called Record, set for to release spring of 2016, and this is an Xbox One exclusive. And one of my favorite announcements right after this, they announced that Xbox One will now have backwards compatibility. So now you can play your Xbox 360 games. You'll be able to play your 360 games on your Xbox One. And I didn't even see this coming. So this would be the highlight, in my opinion, the best announcement in my opinion, or in regards to this conference. I enjoyed the conference, and I think this was the best conference that they did, as so far when it comes to, when I think of last year's E3 from Microsoft. I think this year's E3 conference for Microsoft was way better than last year's, in my opinion. So, so the Xbox One compatibility was announced. So that I think that's going to be really good and really cool. So maybe hopefully later on tonight, Sony will probably be able to announce the same thing for the PlayStation 4. But who knows what's going to happen. So it was announced that this Xbox One compatibility will be available this holiday. Well, available to everyone. I think I missed some other announcements. It's for some other Xbox Premier users or something like that. I don't know. I think it was another announcement related to that. But everyone will be able to use this feature this coming holiday. And next they show the Xbox Elite wireless controller. This was not really much of a big deal to me, and when I saw this, it kind of reminded, in all honesty, I just thought of like the Scuff gaming controllers for like some of the pros. Don't they use something like this for like a better grip on the controller? It has like a better grip on the controller, the sticks and stuff when you play like first-person shooter games and stuff like that. Maybe like for those who aren't interested in buying like an Xbox Elite controller, maybe you can probably buy a Scuff gaming controller or something like that. Who knows? But that's just something that came to mind when I saw this. Um, Fallout 4, more Fallout 4 was shown for the conference. This was nothing new, but something they announced with this in regards to Fallout 4, you can Xbox One users will be able to play, use mods and on the, for the Xbox One game itself, for the only, the Xbox One copy itself will have access to mods. So I think that would be like a good advantage for for users who are gonna plan on getting Fallout 4 for the Xbox One. And I think it was also announced that you get Fallout 3 included for free with your copy of Fallout. So that was just another a little announcement. And then they just basically showed the same gameplay from last night. Last night's Bethesda's conference. So that it was nothing really new there and all that. Just the same sort of gameplay. Uh, and something called EA Access Vault was announced, which will be open to all Xbox Live Gold members. where users be able to play first before before the newest releases and everything. Games like Madden NFL 2016, and I guess it's like some kind of gimmick that they can't they talked about. They said play first, play more and pay for less. So I guess you'll get like exclusive access, early access to specific games. I don't know which ones in particular you can access, other than they mentioned Madden NFL, so I guess you'll be able to try out these play these games a little bit earlier. For since Madden comes out August, I think, of this year, you'll be able to play it a couple days earlier compared to those who don't have EA Access Vault. Next was Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2, set to release spring of 2016. They showed a premiere trailer and some gameplay. Never really played, Plants vs Zombies before, so it's pretty good and it's a fun shooter and it looks pretty fun to play. But I never played any of those games, but it's a pretty good game. So next was the Xbox exclusive, which was kind of expected in my opinion. Forza Motorsport 6, yet another Forza game, but this is exclusive to Xbox One, of course. Set to release September 15th of this year. Dark Souls 3 was a rumor I heard about, so it was a little bit was shown, like a little trailer, a teaser trailer for Dark Souls 3. So for all those Dark Souls fans and Demon Souls fans out there, and those who are already playing Bloodborne are already in their glory with this game for Dark Souls 3. So Dark Souls 3 will be coming out early 2016. Next was Tom Clancy's The Division, something I already heard about. I heard about from last year's E3, so this was not really much of a bombshell or no surprise to me, in all honesty. But they announced that the exclusive beta for Xbox One players will be available this December. Rainbow Six Siege, yet another game that was announced from last year's E3 that they showed, and then they showed it a couple times. I think it was like Gamescom, I think. I don't remember because I did a couple videos on it, but I'll probably have to go back and take a look back at when they announced it and everything. So Rainbow Six Siege will be coming out October 13th, and an additional announcement was that you'll be able to get access. You'll be able to get the very first Rainbow Six Vegas game and Rainbow Six Vegas 2 along with this game for free. I don't know if that's just for Xbox One players or is it for for both PS4 users or for both consoles separately. Who knows? But I think it's for Xbox One players only. But they made it sound like it's just exclusive for Xbox One players for this additional feature where you get the first and second Rainbow Six Vegas games. A new IP was shown called Gigantic, which is for Windows 10 users. It'll be playable on Windows 10 and for the Xbox One, and that'll be coming out August. And then right after that was more indies, just a shitload of indies. I want to say just tons of them. I couldn't even keep up with like the specific titles and everything. So it was just a wide variety of indies that were shown for the conference, and I'm expecting Sony to do the same thing, and maybe some other conferences maybe to show off more indie games. Nothing against them. I don't have anything against them. Some of them look pretty fun to play, but some of those conferences from last year's E3 consisted of just nothing but indie games galore, I want to say. But those were shown a wide variety of indie games. And I also forgot to mention about Gigantic that I just talked about. You can join the beta now for Gigantic or whatever. It's free to play also. Next was Tacoma, set to come out next year. These were indie games. Tacoma, I think. Tacoma and Ashen is also Ashen is Xbox One exclusive, but I think both Tacoma and Ashen are both exclusives to Xbox One. I don't know for sure about that, but for Tacoma's sake, but I know Ashen is exclusive. And then yet another indie game called Beyond Eyes they talked about and they shown. So I didn't really care too much about the indies to be honest. I was trying to see if they was gonna show any other exclusives, any sort of surprises or bombshells and everything. Cuphead is another exclusive, but this is yet another indie game. And then and then they talked about something called Xbox Game Preview, which lets you play games that are in development. Something similar to, you know, EA Access. It sounded similar, but you'll be able to play games like Long Dark, Shelter, Daisy, and then something called Elite Dangerous. So those are just the names of the games that they talked about that you'll be able to play with the Xbox Game Preview that players around the world can try and test out. And then this game called Ion was shown. Don't really know what to say about that, but I was just ready to, you know, see some other interesting stuff at this conference. But right after Ion was Rise of the Tomb Raider, and this was one of my favorite games shown throughout the whole entire conference. I think it'll be a good competitor for Uncharted, but I heard rumors that it comes out the same day as Fallout 4 or around that time. So I don't know, many people are going to be playing it. I honestly never played through a full Tomb Raider game before, from start to finish, because last time I think I only played like the second one, but I wasn't very good at it. I just kept getting killed over and over, so I was pretty bad at it. But this was a good game. It's definitely going to be a good game. Rise of Tomb Raider, set to come out this holiday season for November 10th, 2015. But when I first saw the trailer, like the gameplay and everything, they just said this holiday 2015, and then later they announced November 10th, 2015 of this year. So it kind of confused me at first, so I don't know if they're going to delay it or maybe they'll push it back or something like that. But I just wrote both dates down just in case, so who knows if they decide to push it back or delay it. Rare Replay was announced, where you get 30 games and you'll be able to play games like Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Perfect Dark, which I never played before, and also Conker's Bad Fur Day. You know, I am a fan of Conker, you know, Conker and everything like that. And some other games, Viva Pinata, and some other games. It's like multiple titles that you'll be able to play with this with Rare Replay, and that's going to be coming out August, you know, sometime in August. I don't know when, but for this year. So I thought that was pretty cool. So if anyone wants to, you know, go back and, you know, relive those retro games that you never missed out on, if you can't emulate them. Like, I never played Perfect Dark before, but that was one of the I heard that's one of one of the best Nintendo 64 games that ever came out, so I missed out on that. But I played Banjo-Kazooie already on my channel before, from start to finish. So, and I also have Banjo-Tooie, but I never finished it, so I got stuck. But I'll have to go back and play that. But anyway, Sea of Thieves was yet another Xbox One exclusive, and it's like a pirate game. I kind of thought of to be honest, I thought of like The Secret of Monkey Island. It kind of reminded me of, but it's like a game where you can play with other users around the world. It's like a shared world game and stuff. So I don't know too much about that. Fable Legends was announced for holiday 2015. It's also free to play on Windows 10 and Xbox One, so it's going to be exclusive to those consoles. I did used to own like a 360, but I only used to play like I used to be like a Halo guy, as you can see with the T-shirt in this video. I was always like a Halo fan before I got into Call of Duty. So the only games I really played on my Xbox was just like Halo, Gears of War, and then that one game, Sonic the Hedgehog from way back in 2006, which was the worst Sonic the Hedgehog game. You know, the worst Sonic game I ever played in all the Sonic games. But those are the only games I've had on my 360. Other than that, I didn't play anything else. Microsoft HoloLens was shown with the new Minecraft, showing it off with, like, I guess virtual reality tech or something like that. So I don't know too much about it. I didn't really care too much about, you know, virtual reality and everything. You know, they got the Project Morpheus coming out and everything. I don't really think it's going to be really all that. I think it's just yet another gimmick or something, you know, them trying to do something different and try something, you know, new to, you know, bring like a new, just something new to gaming. But I'm not really too interested in it to, you know, to be straight up. But I don't know. This was a bombshell. They wrapped it up with Gears of War. They announced Gears of War Ultimate Edition and then Gears of War 4 which will be coming out holiday of 2016. They showed gameplay for the new Gears of War 4, so that was yet another rumor that I heard about, but I didn't know if it was going to be true or not. But it was also announced that the Gears of War Ultimate Edition will be coming. You know, the beta launches today, so I don't know. It's no sort of website where you can, you know, get it access to it or anything. But I just heard that the news that it's going to be the beta, you know, accessible, you know, today. So I don't know really if it's like a special website that you need to go to or anything. But if anyone's interested, maybe you guys could probably find it. I'm sure it's like all over Twitter and, you know, all over YouTube and everything. Since E3 is just going to be the big thing that's trending all week long. So that was basically it for this conference. Overall, I think it was a good conference, but you know, it's kind of crazy. One thing I want to address is that it's just like I can see it all over Twitter. I can even see it in like the Twitch chat and everything, where everybody's just, you know, already saying Microsoft won E3. I honestly don't care. You know, I don't pick winners for when it comes to E3. I would like to see both both Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, and all the conferences that, you know, that's going to make an appearance for E3 and have plans and what games to show and to present and everything. I would like to see all the conferences, you know, do well. It's not a particular conference that I'm going for. I'm not a fanboy, you know, because I play all types of games of different genres and everything. I'm not just, you know, I don't just favor just Sony games, even though I mainly play online on my PlayStation 3, and most of my online consists of, you know, playing on my PlayStation. But I play all the games, like Nintendo games, as you can see from my videos that you guys watch, Nintendo games, Sony games, and, you know, action adventure, JRPGs and everything. Like I play Pokemon, you know, JRPGs, action RPGs, role-playing games, action adventure, you know, strategy-based games and everything. I play all those type of things, but the only type of games that I don't really play too much of is just sports. So I don't really favor like any of the, you know, any sort of the consoles or any of the, you know, of the different sort of games. And, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I think Microsoft did the best. They did a really great, you know, a hell of a job this year, you know, compared to last year, and I would like to say that too. But I'm not going to go out here and say Microsoft did the best this year, because we didn't even see everybody's yet. Sony didn't go yet. Sony goes later tonight, and then Nintendo's is tomorrow, and then some other conferences to set, and Ubisoft is about to start in like a, you know, like a little bit under a half hour or something like that. But I'm not really, you know, much of one of those gamers that just, you know, that's a fanboy or anything. I like games, you know, in particular, because, you know, I love video games with a passion. You know, it is what I do every day. But, you know, I never been like the type of gamer who's just, you know, a fanboy or anything, just to, you know, argue with someone. If they like something, they like it. And, you know, you can't just change someone else's opinion just because they like a, you know, a console. But that's just something I wanted to really get out there and say. And it's just pretty crazy that I can see that a lot, not only on Facebook, but I see it on Twitter as well. So it's pretty crazy to see like all that stuff going on. Most people arguing, being fanboys and everything like that, and arguing between consoles and different conferences and what they think is gonna, you know, come out on top, and saying, you know, already picking winners before they even see anything, before everyone goes. And it's pretty crazy to see. But you know, I'm not gonna get involved with, you know, those arguments and everything. But, you know, I just wanted to really say that. But it's just pretty crazy. I just noticed that every year, because I made several videos about E3, Gamescom, the VGAs, and all sorts of, you know, the PlayStation experience and everything. I noticed that a lot. So it just happens every year. So it is kind of entertaining to see just people going back and forth in the comments and everything. But you know, it's pretty crazy when people are just, you know, favoring one particular system and not giving any sort of props to any of the other conferences, and just being sort, you know, all just completely negative about the conferences and just shooting them down like they didn't, you know, accomplish anything. They didn't have really nothing to show, but at least they showed up on stage. You know, they hit the stage, they showed up and had games to present, and, you know, some exclusives. They did their thing. So overall, I enjoyed the conference, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Sony does, and then I'll also have other videos to talk about, you know, Bethesda, because I wanted to do I meant to do theirs first, but I wanted to do Microsoft's instead. So I'm going to try to see if I can get those out. Maybe, hopefully, they'll be coming out late, late this week, or depending on how fast these uploads go. It depends. So feel free to share your reactions of what you thought about the conference in the comments. I almost said in the conference section, in the comment section of the video, of what you thought about what you like most about the conference, and what you like about E3, what you're looking forward to most, and what your favorite games are, and everything like that. So yeah, that's basically it. So I'll be uploading this video right now. So I'll be trying to catch up to what happened on EA for EA's conference. I think theirs is already over and done with, but I'll just be jumping on Twitter to find out how they did and what else was announced, and then just go from there and with other videos. So if you missed them, you can check out the other videos on my other conference reactions, and I'll be talking about everything that was shown, talked about, and then just give my reactions and how I feel about the games and everything, and hopefully some bombshells for this year. It's been a couple surprises, but nothing too surprising, I want to say. So that's basically it for this video. So thank you for watching. I know it's really long, but I'm expecting that to be for most of these conference videos, for most of my conference reactions, like the others that I did from 2 years ago and stuff like that, from not only last year's but the year from before. So I have a playlist for those if you guys want to check those out too, if you haven't seen those yet. So I'll see you guys later for more E3 videos. I had to close this. Something that just popped up on here. Hopefully that doesn't appear in the video, but alright. Peace.